Well, I got to start with saying I am relieved, Mayor, and it would be my honor to serve with you for 4 more years. It has been such a great pleasure. To all of you here tonight, good evening, and thank you so much for being here tonight, and thank you for your ongoing support of Denver International Airport. You know, it's pretty wonderful to hold this event in an evening where we can share an adult beverage and raise a toast to the remarkable relationships that are the heart of the successes of DIA. In particular tonight, we are going to celebrate the important relationship between our airport and our airlines, who are meeting the needs of millions of passengers each year. And I'd like to thank the many forward-looking leaders who nurtured and supported DIA every step of the way, from idea to fully realized airport. Mayor Federico Peña, he set the vision and laid the groundwork. Mayor Wellington Webb, he managed the build-out, the move from Stapleton, the opening of DIA, not to mention the little distressing issues with the baggage system. Former Mayor and now Governor John Hickenlooper, he worked to start us on our global trajectory and to make the commuter rail connection to downtown a reality. Mayor Bill Vidal, he got us over the bureaucratic goal line so we could begin building our incredible hotel and transit center. And now, of course, Mayor Hancock is pursuing his vision to connect us to the world and to maximize our potential economic benefits for the region. This is unique. I can tell you from personal experience, most airports do not enjoy the type of support from their mayor, city council, and community that we do here in Denver. And to you, Mayor Hancock, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being the authentic and inspirational leader that you are, and the coolest 787 pilot that I know. So tonight we want to look back, see how far we've come, admire and reflect on how much has changed. And context is so important. Have you heard of the comedian Louis C.K.? Yeah, I know. He's frequently a little over the top, so I couldn't share a video with you. I'd have to bleep it out. But he has a really insightful bit about airline travel today and our inability to remember and appreciate what it is that we are doing when we fly from coast to coast in 5 to 6 hours rather than the years that it took our ancestors. He finds it very amusing that someone would whine to their friends and family about how their trip was ruined because they had to wait on the runway for 40 minutes. Because they had to pay for their sandwich once they were airborne, or because they couldn't recline their seat? Do you fly through the air like a bird, he asks? Did you soar through the cloud, partake of the miracle of human flight? You are sitting in a chair in the air. Louis C.K. imagines going back in time to when Wilbur and Orville Wright were trying to figure out human flight and letting them know what became of their invention. Based on the information they received from the future, Wilbur turns to Orville and says, "Shut it down. Never mind. It turns out they make you wait a bit on the runway, so it hardly seems worth it." Fortunately for us, they did not get that message from the future. So let's take a look at how far we've come, not only with commercial airline travel, but in the 20 years since we moved from Stapleton to DIA. Last year, as you've heard, a record 53.4 million passengers traveled through our airport. And as an airport, we feel an obligation to ensure, to the extent we can, that we meet the needs of each and every one of those passengers. In some areas, we're using technology to do that. It seems that there's a self-service kiosk or a smartphone app for every transaction that was previously done by a human being. Soon, you'll be able to lose your own luggage. I'm hearing someone who says they can appreciate that. 2 of our carriers, Lufthansa and British Airways, are about to introduce self-boarding ticket readers at the entry to the jet bridges. This means that the first contact a passenger may have with an airline employee could be when they actually board the carrier's jet. And that's where we step in as their collective partner. We want travelers to have a memorable and efficient experience from the time they arrive at our door to the time that they board their plane. Our new tagline explains our goal: live life, travel well. And that translates into delivering an airport experience that is convenient and delightful. We are improving and increasing options and services for our travelers. In 2014, we opened or refurbished 22 shops and restaurants, including the Tattered Cover, Steve's Snappin' Dogs, our first pet hotel, and we held our first pop-up beer garden featuring Colorado brews. We know customers are looking for high-quality airport food for grab-and-go meals to eat once they're sitting in that chair in the air. So we're investing in a more robust mix of local flavors and national brands. International passengers can now expedite their customs entry process by using an automated passport control kiosk. And as a result, we've heard from our airline partners that passengers are choosing Denver over other airports for their point of entry into the US, solely because we've made that experience more efficient and hassle-free. We now have a GPS-based location service that provides real-time information on the next arriving bus at our remote parking lots. And our new website is designed specifically to be mobile-friendly. It streamlines the information we know passengers are looking to find. And I'm pleased to report that our efforts are being noticed. Premier Traveler magazine named Denver the best airport in North America. And Skytrack World Airport Awards recognize DIA as the top large North American airport overall. So what's coming next? More power hubs for laptops and phones in the gate seating areas. And we will continue to provide one of the best Wi-Fi systems in the world, as fast and reliable Wi-Fi is a must today. And yes, we're planning to relocate TSA out of the Great Hall. I know many of you would like us to relocate them off airport, but they do keep us safe. But we plan to locate them into the excess space that exists in our ticket lobbies and to improve the security screening process and to return the Great Hall to an amazing experience as it was 20 years ago when we opened. And we continue to look for the right spot post-security for an outdoor restaurant or lounge where passengers can get a little fresh air and sunshine when the weather permits, like the old-fashioned observation deck. And of course, we've got the new hotel opening on November 19th, and the new commuter rail connection to downtown is right around the corner with service beginning next spring. The hotel and transit center make for a stronger business opportunity at DIA, whether it is Panasonic Enterprise Solutions headquarters that will bring 300 new jobs to the Pena Boulevard station, or the proposed amendment to the intergovernmental agreement with Adams County that will open 1,500 acres of airport property for commercial development. For the past 2.5 years, we have worked with our neighbors to reach agreement on how we can develop some of the vast amount of land on which we sit, creating new jobs and greater economic benefits for our region and state. We hope Adams County and Denver voters will recognize this potential when they are asked to approve this amendment in November. Of course, the airlines are our customers too, and we work hard to adapt to their evolving needs. We recently completed a 5-gate expansion of Concourse C, which allowed Southwest to increase their gate count. Remember, Southwest left us in the 80s, but they came back with a vengeance, and they've made Denver their fastest ever growing hub. January 3rd will mark their 10th anniversary at DIA. And our largest partner, United, signed a lease extension with us last year that ensures their presence in Denver through 2035 at a consistent percentage of their overall network capacity. That is an unprecedented commitment in this industry. Thank you, United. That deal also allowed us to restructure our debt and provide cost savings to all of our airline partners. And right now, we're working with our hometown carrier, Frontier, to help them right-size their space in support of their transformation into an ultra-low-cost carrier. Airports, of course, are about going places. It's about those chairs in the sky, and we continue to expand our direct flight options. 2014 brought 3 new international destinations, Guadalajara and Chihuahua, Mexico, on Volaris, our newest foreign flag carrier. And Panama City, Panama, on United Airlines. That Panama flight, it provides one-stop connections to nearly 40 destinations in 16 countries in Central and South America and will generate between $35 and $40 million in annual economic benefit to the region. And through January of 2015, we experienced a record 33 months of continued growth in international traffic. In addition to Lufthansa, British Airways, and Volaris, I want to acknowledge our other foreign flag carriers who are helping us to stay connected to the world. Our longtime partners, Air Canada and Aeromexico. And our more recent partner, Iceland Air, who stimulated traffic to Reykjavik exponentially. In fact, most of you can now spell Reykjavik. But we are seeing most of our carriers grow in Denver. United and Southwest continue to grow capacity and passengers. Spirit is our fastest growing US-based carrier in Denver this year by percentage growth. Delta expanded their network in Denver with the addition of new flights to Seattle. American is now our 4th largest carrier by capacity. Alaska is thriving, and JetBlue continues to provide great nonstop service to New York and Boston. And let's not forget Great Lakes Airlines, who provides a critical economic lifeline to rural communities in the Rocky Mountain regions. In all, we now serve more than 20 international cities and 173 cities overall. To our airline partners, let me just say that our success is based on your success, and tonight we celebrate our joint achievements. An airport is a complex organization with multifaceted and extremely dynamic challenges, and just as we benefit from our airline collaborations today, we also benefit from strong outside perspective. Last year, we created an advisory committee to sharpen our business focus, provide an external view and validation, and ultimately to help us remain competitive in an ever-evolving global industry. And I'd like to thank the members of our committee who are here with us tonight. In closing, I want to say that this community has a tremendous stake in the success of this airport, our airlines, and our partners. And we are grateful for your continued support over our first 20 years. I want to say thank you to our concessionaires and our tenants. We so benefit from your creativity and your steadfast commitments to serve our passengers. To our airport employees, I can't say enough. Your 24/7 dedication and your passion makes our airport better every single day. Can we applaud our employees? And lastly, but clearly not least, to our airport partners, thank you. Thank you for your investment in our region. Thank you for your collaboration and your faith in the future of the airport. You have done so very much for us, but I do have one more little ask. Paris, anybody? Thank you all.